going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Mr. Fox, back in the house, and I know I've been gone for a while. If you've been wondering where I'm at, I just took a break. I've been on hiatus, just enjoying Christmas time with my family and all that. So don't worry, the channel is not gonna die anytime soon. If anything, when 2019 starts up officially, your boy will be trying to drop as much content as he possibly can. I know I just kind of took off with no real explanation or nothing like that, but we'll get into that in another video. So, you know what time it is. It's time for That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime episode 13 review. And this one was really simple, but boy did I enjoy it, and it was kind of unexpected. I don't think anyone expected this episode to drop. It dropped like the day before Christmas, so Christmas Eve and all that, and I didn't know until like the day after Christmas, and I had lost track of time. My whole spatial awareness is off. But anywho, episode 13 kicks off with Garbaru and the idiots, you know, doing what they weren't supposed to do. They're fighting the Orc Lord and his army, and you know they're doing good. Now I gotta give, as much as I don't like them, I gotta give Garbaru and the Lizardmen credit. They were holding their own for a little bit until the orcs not activated, until the orcs started doing what their skill commands them to do, which is eat anything in front of them. The Lizardmen were taking down orcs left and right. That's fine. They did good. You know, good on you. But after they were down, the orcs surrounded their bodies and ate them. And then at some point, the orcs were even eating the Lizardmen alive. Like one of them was like watching, and then an orc came from up under him, and he grabbed his foot, and they just started devouring him. And they all started gaining like all the ones that feasted on his body, they all started gaining like webbed feet and all that, which helped them fight better in the marshlands, because that's why the Lizardmen were so adept there. One, they lived there probably most of their lives, and two, their bodies have adapted to that lifestyle to be able to fight in those conditions at the most optimum of ways. Whereas someone else who's never been there before, you know, they're probably going to get stuck in the mud. They don't know where to step. They don't know how to lightly tread in the water, especially in the midst of battle. So, like I said, the Lizardmen are holding their own there, but you know, orcs start eating and they gain more power, and it just begins to the point where they can't handle them anymore. So they end up getting surrounded, and Garbaru ends up challenging one. He challenges an orc general who he thought was the Orc Lord. For like a millisecond, I did too, but I was like, he's not gonna show him something that easily, especially to someone. Garbaru's no wimp, but Garbaru is not the strongest out on the. He's the strongest in the Lizardmen, but he's not the strongest on the field, so whatever. So he fights him, and Garbaru tries to hold his own. It reminds me of Game of Thrones, the mountain versus that one dude with a spear. I can't remember his name. My fiance told me, but if you watch Game of Thrones, you know what I'm talking about. It reminded me of that, except Garbaru was less. Well, no, Garbaru was a little bit better with the spear, but he wasn't winning at first. He was just getting beaten the entire fight, and the Orc General's about to deliver the final blow. That's when our boys come in. That's when Ranga and Go Better came in. Go Better came in, you know, suited up. He came in clad and looked like leather armor and all that. And Ranga and it's funny because Garbaru still thinks that Go Better is the actual leader of the Goblin village, which he's not. You know, so they come there. They're like, we're here to help. But prior to them showing up, Rimuru and them were on their way to go talk to the chieftain, but they didn't know the situation at hand until they come across the chieftain's daughter, who is in the middle of combat with some orcs. You know, she's holding her own, but I mean not for very long. So Rimuru and them come through. They wiped them out, you know, like that. No problem for them. And Rimuru makes the daughter the representative of the Lizardmen, because she tells him, she's like, my brother took over, but we still want the alliance, even though technically we did break our promise to you. And remember, you know, he's cool. He's like, well, I understand that. So he's like, whatever, I'll make you the representative. We agree with this alliance. You know, they don't shake hands now, but they pretty much, it's a verbal agreement. That's all they needed. So Rimuru sends Soe with the daughter to go release the chieftain and his and all his people, and Rimuru and them go forward to to tangle with the Orc army. And that's where, when they finally get there, Rong and them show up, save Garu's tail, and and I'm telling you, boy, this one right here, we got to see some skills. Once again, Soe just being MVP to me. Oh, well, no, Ranga got MVP today. Ranga, that's my dog. That's my boy, pun intended. That's my dog. That's my wolf, should I say. My Tempest wolf. But, so cutting to with Soe and them. Soe goes, infiltrate. It ain't like infiltration. He pretty much just walks in and slaughters every orc that he sees. He releases the chieftain. The chieftain's like, oh, I'm so glad that, you still came. Soe's like, yep, sure, whatever. I'm just doing what I'm ordered. I don't really care either way. And, they're leaving. And then one giant orc comes out of nowhere. And, the chieftain's like, Soe, watch out. And Soe's like, I got this. He uses steel thread, binds him up, and he's like, and all the chieftain and everyone there is just in awe. They're in shock. They go, oh. And the daughter's like, yeah, it just can't be helped. You can't help but have that face when you see the amount of power that they have, and he pulls one little thread and shing, and the orc just goes into pieces, and and the chieftain's like, I made the right decision allying with them. And, like I said in my previous review, the chieftain is not an idiot. Garbu's an idiot, but that's because he let his people hype him up to the degree that he is now. But still arrogance on his part to allow other people to boost his ego like that. So then cutting back to the actual battlefield, Ranga is talking to the orc general. And the orc, and Ranga's like, I'm here for my master, Rimuru Tempest. Everyone, just like the others in the previous episode when Soe went to go there, like, we never heard on the orc. The general's like, never heard of your master. He must be weak or some crap like that. Bad move, because this time Ranga doesn't have to hold back. He's there to do work, and that's exactly what he does. He summons up He summons up a depth tornado, and it sweeps up all the orcs in that immediate era and the orc general. And while it's going up, it's slicing him to pieces, and there's lightning strike. Lightning strikes the orc general and it obliterates him. And Ranga lets out the most deafening howl, which is so awesome. And on top of that, Ranga evolved. I think it's his final form. I'm not sure about that, but he evolves into a Star Tempest wolf. Just like his father would have been if he got evolved with them. But yeah, I'm thinking it's his final form. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he evolves, and Gobetta's like, oh man, you evolved. And that's when Ranga's like, he said, that's only a fraction of the power of someone that you called weak. And I'm like, that's right. And then you look off in the distance, you just see giant black flame explosions. Now at first I thought it was Rimuru, just going to town like whoop whoop whoop. But no, it's actually the Kijins. It's Benimaru, Hakuro, and Shizu. Yeah, Shizu. Correct me if I'm wrong. Can't remember right now. But they're going in, and Benimaru's like, look, if you don't want to get fried, get out of the way. But he's going to fry them all anyway. He's turning all of them into bacon. And he's just throwing flames. Like, he ain't even drawn his weapon yet. And Benimaru's throwing flames. Hakuro's doing what he does best with the sword. He running around. He sheets his sword, and they drop. And then I saw a lot of references to other shows. Like, first off, I swear, I promise you, Shizue's weapon and attack is not straight from Bleach, but I wouldn't be surprised if the creator of the show has likes Bleach, or he knows the creator, or he or she knows the creator of Bleach. Because first off, Shizue's weapon looks just like Ichigo's sword from when he first got his Soul Reaper powers, and then on top of that, she attacks them, and it's pretty much like a Getsuga Tensho. Like it's a crescent attack that goes in a straight line, and it's devastating. It makes a giant fissure in the ground. It was more powerful than what Ichigo could do at the time when he first got it. But I was like that's Getsuga tissue. Because even before, like the first time I watched the episode, I was like, when she did it, she was slashing like down. I was like, I almost hit my camera. I was like, Getsuga Tensho! It was great. And the whole time, Rimuru was just up in the sky. Actually, he had wings, but I was like, where did he get wings from? Then I remember he killed that giant bat in the cave. And that's where he got that from. So, I figured it out really quickly. So, he's just like, man. He's like, I ain't really got to do nothing. And then he sees Shisue's Getsuga Tensho. He's like, I hope I never piss her off. I'm like, don't. Because those jibblies are nice anyway. But I was surprised. I was kind of disappointed that we get to see Shizuna, Benimaru's sister. And it also makes me wonder, like, no, wait. I think she's back at the village. Because I know Rieger the son and Rieger the father, and Kaijin. And I think Shizuna stayed back at the village. He left some people at the village. I know that for certain. He didn't bring the whole fighting force. Really didn't have to. He just brought like a squad, maybe like 10 people or so. And if that, I mean, and all this is going around, everyone's just in shock and awe, like at the amount of strength that is going on. Oh, wait, I lied. That's not what goes on. So, at one point, we cut to Gelmud and Lapis. They're looking on at the back. They're, at first they're, watching what's going on there, and they're congratulating themselves like, yeah, this is working out great. And then that's when Traine, the Dryad, shows up, and she manages to lop off Lapis' arm with like one of her wind attacks. And they both get out of dodge. I don't know where Lapis went, but later in the episode we cut to Gelmud, and he's looking through a crystal ball, and he's seeing what's going on the battlefield. He's seeing the Kijins run rampant. He's seeing Ranga. He's like, I do remember telling Gale to attack an ogre village, but he's like, are they the last survivors? He said, I don't remember them being this strong. And then he sees Ranga, and he's like, no one told me there was a beast of that caliber inside the forest of Jura. And he's freaking out. He's like, this keeps going on, he's certainly going to kill me. And he's talking. Now, I'm pretty sure I just can't remember it, but we get to see one of the demon lords, his actual face. Now, really correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm going to go back and check it, but still let me know in the comments for this video's purpose sake. But it looks like Leon Cromwell. That's who we saw. We see a blonde-haired dude in a castle. He looks like a vampire, to be perfectly honest. I won't be surprised if he's a vampire. But yeah, that's pretty much all we get story-wise. We see what Gelmud is up to. He's upset that his plans are getting ruined. We see one of the demon lords. And then the rest of the fight is just, the rest of the episode is just Rimuru and his crew just cleaning up the orcs like they're nothing. Because, I mean, we know how strong they are. But now we actually get to see it, and it was dope. Benimaru, Hakuro, Shizu, and Ranga. We didn't get to see Gobeta in action, but Ranga, all of them, and Soe just wrecked shop. Nothing. They didn't even bat an eyelash. They're having fun with it. Benimaru and them were like, we gotta thank Rimuru for giving us this opportunity, and then this is the first of many victories to come and all that. So I'm hyped for next week's episode. But also at the end of the episode, we see Rimuru. He's looking for the Orc Lord, and he finds him. We finally get to see what the Orc Lord looks like, and his design's not bad. It looks a little bit better than what I was expecting, so I like it and all that. And the Orc Lord is like, I'm hungry. I need something, anything. And that's when Rimuru puts on the mask, and he's like, I found the Orc Lord. I'm gonna go take him out. So next episode, it'll probably cut to exactly when Rimuru responds to the Orc Lord, and he goes tangle with him. Hopefully they finish it up in that episode. But we'll see. I mean, that's pretty much it. This show has been amazing. It's actually to the point where, actually, let me show y'all something. So, if you check my Instagram and all that, you already seen this, but for Christmas I asked for the light novels of the show. So I got light novel 1, volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. I am halfway through volume 1, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. I think I'm enjoying it a little bit more because I got introduced to the anime first. Not saying that the anime was better, but because I already know what happened. I know it's pretty much what's happening in anime because I'm reviewing it. But I also get to see like the clear cut differences between them. And honestly, I'm really proud of the anime because it's really sticking really close to the source material here, in my opinion, and all that. But I'm gonna make a separate video, on that, going into the little differences. Like I said, there are some, I haven't run into any really key differences yet, but definitely the light novel gives way more information, and I love it. And it's easier for me to picture it all because I've watched most of it on the anime, and actually going through this, it lets me know exactly where the anime is pretty much. So the anime is not even at the end of volume 1 yet. I mean, spoiler alert, I guess. But like I said, I'll talk about it in the video. Sorry for not putting out content for like the last week or longer. This will probably be my last video for 2018, but 2019 I'll be back, and I'm coming strong. I'm going to be making more content. I'm going to have new videos, probably a new intro. Actually, I am going to make a new intro. It's probably going to take a minute though, and I think I might change my editing service. But you know what? I'm rambling, so I'll talk about it in another video. But with all that being said, make sure you go watch this show. Please watch it. And then also, I recommend buying the light novel or the manga. Actually, both. I'm gonna get all the light novels that are out, and then I'm gonna buy all the manga that's out. Cause I really, this is like one of the shows that I've enjoyed like this in a long while. But with all that being said, it's your boy Fox. About to go kill some orc lords out here. Peace!